What's good, y'all? Man, growing up in East Oakland, right, we had this program called DARE. And, it wanted to keep kids off of drugs, telling you everything bad about drugs. And, of course, we know if you use drugs, it tells you everybody around drugs and all that are bad people and all that. But, in fact, that wasn't the case. I had a lot of family who was hustlers, doing all type of things. Mostly on my mama's side. I didn't know too many people on my dad's side. But long story short is, the people who was out there hustling and selling dope and, probably even pimping or doing whatever they was doing, they was actually the neighborhood heroes. It kind of rubbed off on me. I can't even lie. When your parents was actually using drugs, these people, the drug dealers, they gave you money to go to school. They gave you food when you didn't have none. Even when you didn't have clothes. They'd take the whole crew to the mall and just blow a few thousand like it was nothing. And one thing is, even though some kids who looked up to the D-boys, because that's what everybody called them, you could not hang out in the neighborhood as a kid during school time. I got that from my cousins, and my cousins, at one point, they didn't mess with us because, I come from a two-parent home. My dad was a Berkeley cop, and my mom was, a social worker, a foster parent, a minister. She had a daycare. She was an entrepreneur. She was, a Jill of all trades. She actually got me to become an entrepreneur because she used to take me to work with her all the time. But rewind. So the D-boys, they wouldn't let you go to school. If you didn't go to school, you couldn't be there. They say, come back when school time is up. So, this message is to say, yeah, we know they was hustling and grinding and stuff, but they was actually heroes because, yeah, they didn't tell the people to use the dope, but that was a form of survival because to be honest, the government flooded the communities with it. And even if the people who used drugs back then, I don't know now, of course they on that new shit, but it was functional dope fiends out there who had jobs. They was working at AT&T and Pacific Bell and PG&E and East Bay Mud and, the cable company. It was before Xfinity, you know what I'm saying? And before Comcast, and they always say, oh, don't hang around those people, don't hang around those people. Man, so me growing up, I didn't want to do what my parents did. My cousins, they was running it up. They had all kind of whips, and I liked the nice cars. My mama told me a few weeks ago, she said, I knew you was going to have a lot of cars because you had a lot of cars and trucks in your closet. Like, you really liked the cars growing up. And I can go to the store and just give me a toy car. But I didn't get the toy car to just running around. I got the toy car because I want to visualize, like, listen, I want this car. And one day I'm going to get cars like this and many more. And I'm blessed enough to say that. So when I started, I jumped off the porch at an early age and I got in the game. And a taste of that was my boy Kenyatta when they pulled up on me with Jerry in that truck to sell that candy. I made so much money that day selling candy that, we reinvested. And eventually, like I said, I told the story before, we cut Jerry ass out and we started going on our own. And then, of course, now I can buy my clothes and I'm going to school fitted. I'm talking about fresh as hell. Anybody who know me knew when I was in junior high school, even in elementary, because we was growing up fast, I was fresh as hell. And my parents didn't buy our clothes after a certain age because we wanted the nicer shit. They had Homeboy and Blackmail. I remember my dad, he did get us those $29 Reeboks and them $29 Nike Cortez. But when we wanted Reebok pumps that costed $60-something, he said, no, I got 5 boys. And if I buy one, I got to buy them all. So Nike Air Jordans wasn't even an option. So, of course, you go down the street and You might help somebody wash a car, or because we stayed by a car wash, and we wasn't even supposed to go to that car wash. Papa Joe's, East Oakland, one of the most famous car washes out. And niggas over there was grinding, getting to the money, doing everything, and you watched them. And then you say, shit, I want that. I want a Cadillac Seville like that. I want an old school Granada like that. I want a Mustang or a Cougar or a Chevelle, whatever, even a van. Like, the niggas had so many whips, it was like, I want that shit right there. So, we should start balling, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was balling. I bought my first car before my oldest brother. I paid $600. I bought it from John. My nigga Tay said, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? He told Doc, she said, hey, I got this car, this Malibu Chevy Classic. I'm on 800 or something. And I'm like, nah. And they asked me, you want it for real? I said, I want it, but I got 6. They came and got me. I went down there and said, hey, I want it, but I got 600. Gave that boy 600. Now I'm rolling real big. Just 12, turning 13 years old, you know. So I got a car for my birthday. And I just started to really pay attention to the paper. And I seen me making money. I bought the car, put it up, and literally by the next night, I made my $600 back in profit because I grind so hard. I'm not like the rest of the people. Like, they used to sell their little couple hundred worth of double up, and then they'd go jump in the car and get high and shit. Well, at this time, I'm still having a curfew, so I gotta make it count. So my ass will come outside and I grind. If it's the weekend, I can grind a little longer, but if it's a school day, I gotta hurry up and get out of school, go to the hood, and get me about 4 good hours in, because I know my mama was gonna come looking for me, and she didn't like me hanging on that corner. In fact, my mama used to come to the corner and stand on the corner with a Bible and some anointing oil, and she'll witness to the whole neighborhood. But one thing about it is, like I talked about it before, then we was trained to respect our elders. So when all my homeboys seen my mama, they were like, hey, there go Miss Brown. And they had cut. My mama stand out there, she'd scare all the knocks away. They're like, man, we ain't, because they respected my mama. People knew my mama in the neighborhood because she was just one of them kind of women. And nobody sold dope in front of my mama. You know what I'm saying? That was the respect that she had. And to this day, they respect Miss Brown. You know? But when she leave, we back into the bag. They was like, man, you know, and, you know, we come through like, hey, mama, you know, it's good. We about to go in the house. She like, I know what y'all gonna do. So she used to show stop a little bit, but she didn't really stop nothing. And then, like I said, though, the D-Boys was heroes. So when I got older, I took care of all the people in the neighborhood. When the kids didn't have no food, I bought them food because my parents was out here fucking up. It was just certain little stuff that we always did, and we had to do it. They wanted ice cream. I buy them all. My niece will tell you right now, she about 23 years old, 24. She young, but I used to buy her and all her friends ice cream in the hood. Just buy them all ice cream. And then it was even some of the youngsters, you know, a couple of my little cousins, some of their partners. I had to start doing them like my big cousins did me. And so one day, me and Nickel come through the hood. It's like 11 o'clock. And we see his little brother and a couple of our little partners, you know what I'm saying? We see them all outside, but these little dudes in school. I'm like, why y'all ain't in school? So I bounce out. You know, they call me Big Homie. They call Nickel the General. I said, man. They said, man, we don't got no clothes. And we don't got no lunch money. We want to go to school, but everybody going to school fresh. So we gonna just hang out here and try to get some money until we can go to school fresh. And the light bulb hit me. I said, check this out. Y'all going to school tomorrow. So I looked at Nickel. I said, man, let's take these niggas shopping. So we get them in our car. He put a couple of them in his car, put a couple in my car. We take them to San Leandro to the outlets. The outlets been out here for years. And we buy them all 3 pair of shoes. We take them there, get them all fitted, t-shirts, and put a couple dollars in their hand. And we told them, tomorrow y'all going to school. And they did, because they was happy to go to school fresh. That's the thing, man. You know, when you fresh, your confidence level is everything. So they start going to school. They had haircuts and stuff. They had a little dollars in their pocket, and they was hustlers. And they wanted to get on. And I ain't gonna lie, I was skeptical of letting them get on. But I had to think about myself. I said, shit, when I was their age, I was already on. Not saying I wanted to let them be on, but they was gonna do the stuff anyway. So, I let them get a couple dollars and stuff, but they had respect. They got girlfriends, and they actually started bringing us their report cards because we told them we want to see report cards and progress reports. So, you just got to kind of lead by example. You know what I mean? Yeah, we just succumbed to peer pressure and stuff. We didn't have to do it, but again, they said all D-boys was bad guys. And we wasn't. We was neighborhood heroes. So don't be so quick to judge somebody for what they do. Yeah, I transitioned. I was always an entrepreneur, but I kind of knew something, and I seen a lane, and I know how to get some money. So I'm like, okay, I know I can't be out here all the time, and I know this shit ain't gonna last forever. So I got my paper, I ran it up, and I remember when I said, I gotta get away from this hood. I lost like 70,000, just kept investing. I had a cool little plug, but taking L's, people getting robbed, they going to jail. You know what I'm saying? They losing bundles, they stealing. It got, like I said, you know what? I mean, I got a carpet cleaning janitorial business, and I already had transitions to growing weed. I mean, it was illegal then, but it was transitioning. It was for medical purposes though. But I found out how to generate some good bread and stay out the way. So I started focusing on growing more. And that was a good transition for me because it kept me away from all of the stupid stuff. Man, I got in that lab and I was trial and error. And next thing you know, I became the grow guy. Because whatever I put my mind to, I'm going to execute it. And I thought about something. I say, man, this was a good thing to do. And yes, months later, thank God I did do that. Because the federal government came in and put them indictments out on everybody. They had me tapped on that shit, but I ain't talk on the phone. I ain't do nothing in public. Everything I ever did, because I learned from seeing some of my peoples get caught up, was discreet. So, my daddy told me some good game. It's hard to hit a moving target. And I believed it. I stood by that. And I took that game and ran with it. Unfortunately, a lot of people from the neighborhood and the other hood we had got grabbed and got indicted. That's going to be another story for another day. I just want to tell y'all, man, don't be trying to judge the dude because he out here hustling. He just trying to get by. But what I could tell y'all, if you ain't got about a quarter ticket right now and you've been hustling for all these years, give that shit up. Because as soon as you get in some trouble, it's going to take you at least $250,000 between lawyers and bail and paying bills while you gone and supporting your family and your kids. So if you don't got at least $250,000 saved, especially if you're in your mid-30s and early 40s, get out the game now. Because it ain't if something gonna happen, it's when something happen, you will not be able to recoup. So, we got to do better, people. Holla at your boy.